This week on the Husky Update.
Students reflect on the start of spring with their favorite places on campus to enjoy the warmer weather. Relay for Life returns to Northeastern to raise money and awareness for the American Cancer Society, and undergraduate housing selection takes place, with apartment-style housing going quick, causing concern for many rising sophomores. All this and more on this week's episode of the Husky Update.
Your campus, your news, all the time.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Husky Update. My name is Richard Nixon. Here's the week's news. For our first story, we take it over to the reporter Scott, who spoke with students across campus about the beginning of spring.
It's been a long winter of a lot of up and down temperatures, but spring is finally coming. It started on March 20th, and we're excited to talk about what's going to happen when spring comes to Northeastern's campus. What are you looking forward to about the spring?
I think the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is just the weather to get a little bit warmer. I think spring is perfect weather for me personally, around 70 degrees, so I can just not sweat and not be too cold, so it's a perfect weather for me personally.
The warm weather.
Warm weather and actually being able to go outside. Enjoy going for runs without having to worry about the cold. And just being able to be outside. Like, I'm from Phoenix, so cold weather hasn't exactly been normal for me, especially since my first year here. So it's great to finally have that warmth again.
Greenery, which was missing in the winter.
I love being outside, probably doing work outside, eating lunch outside, just hanging out, hammock stuff.
Warm weather, I guess, yeah. It's been really cold in Boston, so yeah, I can't wait for it.
I'm just ready to finally be able to go outside and not a jacket. It's really nice walking around out here. Gonna get my sunglasses out, have a good time.
Do you have a favorite spot on campus to be when it's nice and warm out?
I really like the lawn chairs over in Centennial. I'm excited to start doing my work outside again, like when I first got here.
I would say Centennial. It's pretty lively, there's a lot of people there. It's a good way to relax, study, so I would say Centennial.
Centennial. Either Centennial or Crescent or the Commons. Nice places.
I live in West Village B, so I'm pretty close to that quad, so probably going to be hanging out there a lot.
My favorite place to be on campus during the spring is the balcony by Curry Student Center. It's nice to just sit out and enjoy the sun. For NUTV, I'm Scott Adelberg. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Scott. Now we take it over to Advika Grover with Rapid Fire.
Thanks, Connor. My name is Advika Grover, and this is Rapid Fire. In campus news, SGA elections begin on April 7th for the new president and vice president for the 2019-2020 school year. The SGA also announced that in addition to the no confidence option on the ballot, an abstain option will be added. Only one candidate has announced his run for president, second-year Chris Brown. Be sure to stay tuned to our YouTube channel and Facebook page as we get closer to the election for more coverage. In national news, former basketball star Shaquille O'Neal has announced he will be joining Papa John's board of directors. This comes after a shaky few years where public opinion of the company has become controversial, following statements made by the company's owner. In international news, the State Department has announced that Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, or ISIS, has lost all of its territory in Syria. This comes after the Iraqi Prime Minister declared the same in Iraq in 2017. That's all for Rapid Fire. Back to you, Connor.
Thanks, Advika. For our next story, our reporter Emma spoke with students about the housing selection process this year and explains the difficulties that some students had.
Rising sophomores recently chose housing for the first time, and some of them were alarmed with their experience. Many of them had to enroll in the pause placement program, even though the students thought of it as a last resort. Northeastern guarantees housing for second years, but many students are scared that they won't get housing.
So we had a group of 4, and our ideal scenario was to get a quad with kitchen, and we knew our number wasn't great. Our number was 6,906 for all 4 of us. That was the best. But at the beginning of the week, no one really prepared us for how quick housing would go. So as the week progressed, we slowly saw the number of apartments dwindle down. And then by the time it was our day, we decided to split into 2 groups of 2. So we would use the best number and then the second best number, which was mine. And one of our groups of 2 were able to get an apartment, but then by the time it was our selection, me and my roommate were forced to fill out pause after receiving an email that said all bed spaces were full for next year, despite the fact that we were guaranteed housing. So pause is placement assisted with staff. I didn't know about it either going into housing. And basically you just fill out a form about your priorities for housing. On the phone, we called housing multiple times on Friday as we saw things slowly get taken, and they also didn't make it very clear that we were going to have to fill out pause. It wasn't until our actual selection time in the afternoon when we realized there was nothing left.
So it's been very complicated. So what I really wanted was a suite, an individual suite in International Village. And then I heard that'd be very hard to get, but then there were many backup plans. So sometimes I'd have a plan to be with an apartment of 5 people, but then it didn't go through because all the apartments were taken. And then when it came to be my day, there were suites open, individual suites. Single suites, sorry. There were single suites available, but I was unable to choose them because I was not filling the other room that was attached to the bathroom. So I filled out the pause form. For example, I put down that I wanted a single, and then of all the selections I chose from, I said that my most important was that I wanted a single. And I called up housing asking when they would be able to give me a decision, and they said they start reviewing them late May, early June, and from what I've heard with my number, which is 8,000, that I won't hear till about mid-August. Right now, I'd rather have a room than no room, but...
So basically, we had a group of 4 people going into it, and we were expecting to get a 4-person apartment. But unfortunately, our number, which was, I think it was about 5,600, wasn't good enough for that. So we ended up splitting up into 2 and 2 groups. And then unfortunately, my side of the 2-person group wasn't able to get an apartment or a studio. So we had to do the pause placement program. So hopefully we can talk to housing and ask them what are the chances of us living off campus to make it easier and kind of less stressful with the pause placement. I'm also not sure how reliable the pause placing is, so I'll have to look into that and see.
Thanks, Emma. For our next story, the Student Government Association Comptroller has unveiled a new budget system for allocation of funds from the Student Activity Fee. The Student Activity Fee, or SAF, is a $136 per year fee that all undergraduate students pay to fund activities throughout the campus by clubs and societies. The allocation of these fees has come under fire recently due to a Huntington News article showcasing massive budget request refusals. Under the new system, budget requests will be done annually instead of the current system in which student groups would submit a budget request before they plan an event. The comptroller posted a new SAF manual on the website, nufinanceboard.com, which was designed to make it more simple for student groups to understand the process for submitting budget requests. Additionally, Northeastern's Finance Board will be holding workshops and office hours throughout March and April to help student groups get acquainted with the changes. For our final story of the week, we sent a team of reporters to cover Relay for Life, which occurred on Friday, March 22nd. Here they are with the story.
Hi, I'm Sophie Cato reporting for NUTV News, and we're here at Relay for Life. Why are you here today?
I'm here to raise money to help fight cancer.
I'm also here to raise money to help end the fight against cancer.
All right, I'm here to support a lot of my clubs, such as my pharmacy fraternity and one of my dance crews, Revolve Dance Crew. And additionally, my grandfather passed away from lung cancer a couple years back, and so I'm kind of doing this for him.
Go Alpha Chi!
Yeah, we're here to support Alpha Chi and beat cancer.
Here to support the American Cancer Society and represent Pi Kappa Phi.
My sorority comes every year and we raise a lot of money and we all do it as a big group.
We're here to support curing cancer, raising some money.
To help everybody, that had to struggle against this disease and just hopefully find a cure.
Because a lot of people have been affected by cancer, so we won't be able to raise money for research that it's a devastating disease and we won't be able to stop it.
Is there a specific reason why you're walking?
A lot of people in my family have been affected by cancer, so.
Mine as well. I have aunts and uncles who currently have cancer.
One of our brothers had cancer for our fraternity, and my grandmother also suffered through cancer twice.
I have a cousin that had leukemia when he was little, and currently one of my other cousins is battling lung cancer.
What have you done so far?
I got some ice cream at AE Pie. I know SIGEP is going to be shaving their heads soon, or other people are going to be shaving their heads for them. And then there's going to be, at 9 o'clock, people are going to be chopping hair, so Locks for Love kind of thing. So it's going to be really fun.
So far, we've done a lot of walking, but nothing out of the ordinary yet.
Pretty much walked and drank water. Stay hydrated, stay good. It's an important rule.
So we as AE Pie, we're selling ice cream here for just $3 for 2 scoops. It's an amazing deal. It's better than Steve's ice cream, I'll tell you that. It's great deal.
How much money did you raise?
I think I'm at 580 right now.
I've raised around 100.
We're about this close to $10,000. We haven't checked though.
I think we're pretty close. I think we're past 15,000.
I'm a part of the School of Pharmacy's team, so I haven't last checked, but I think we're doing pretty good. Yeah, I'd say the entire School of Pharmacy, I hope we're doing good.
We as an organization have raised over $15,000 to fund cancer research to stop cancer. Yes, thank you.
And have you had fun?
We've had a great time.
It's had a ton of fun. Yeah, it's always a blast. Every year it's a blast.
Reporting for NUTV News, I'm Sophie Cotto. Back to you.
Thanks, guys. That's the news. The rest is up to you. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with a Husky update. My name is Richard Nixon. I am not a crook. Thank you for watching.